How we going, everyone? Just come out to do a little bit of gardening with a little bit of light that we've got left. Well, I came out last night, and that's another segment we're going to do shortly. But today's one is aphids. Now, I've got these sacrificial plants here, I call them. Even though my wife loves kale, loves cooking with it, I love it too. Obviously, we made some soup last night with kale, leek, onions, garlic, and whatever else, and some potatoes as well. And a bit of stock that we did for some bones. But when I came out here to harvest, I had a close look, and it's the season for it now. It's going to happen to everybody who's got kales. All the new growth, you can see it's starting to look a little bit deformed. Well, that's the indicator to tell you that, yeah, it's going to go to flower soon, but also, more likely, you've got aphids, and it's covered in it. Now, I talk about soils and the life in the soil, the microbiology in the soil, the life and all that stuff that goes on about feeding it, and it feeds your plants. Now, the fact is that I have done nothing with this soil for over 6 months, if not 9 months. Why I haven't done it is because we're actually going to get rid of this ground level bed, and I'm going to build all raised beds in this middle section. So whatever's still going in here, I'm just going to let it live its life out, and then eventually rip it all up, level it off, and put some raised beds. And that's part of the reason why these plants are getting attacked, because they're not getting replenished with all those wonderful macronutrients that we feed into the soil, the life in the soil to feed the plants. And in return, we get aphids. It is a season for it. Now, these are still strong plants. They're very resilient. Problem is here, you can still harvest and knock yourself out eating a little bit of protein at the same time. But, you know, it's a real nuisance when your better half comes out and wants to do a bit of harvesting and comes inside with a handful of aphids smeared all over her fingers, and then a cupful of, or even a handful of bloody worms. Sorry, snails. Not worms, we want worms, but look at that. They're sitting on the leaves under the cover of shade because of leaves above them, waiting for nightfall, and they're going to come out and destroy the plant. You can see they're breeding, all the little baby snails. So we've got dozens, if not hundreds of snails on here, folks, and let's deal with it. Now, the ones on the top, we can't put snail bait down or anything like that to attract them away from the plant. We're literally going to have to go there, mechanically remove them, knock them off. And another sign, to give you an idea, if you don't walk up to your plant, is see the yellowing of the leaves? It will drop some leaves, but most times than not, these leaves have been attacked, as you can see there with the holes, and they basically lose their vitality and they fall off. The plant discards it because of the pest on it. Now, to treat the aphids, let's go back to that. I've made my home solution. This is olive oil, 1 litre of water, and some dishwashing liquid. So it's about a teaspoon to a tablespoon of both ingredients in 1 litre of water. Give it a good shake, and it will blend the oil, but over time, if you let it sit on the shelf and you're not using it, well, the water and oil will separate somewhat. The soap's there to help it blend in better. Now, I've got my Easy Hand Spray because that's what I'm going to use here to spray on the undersides, above sides, inside, outside. Swivel nozzles, drenching it. Literally drenching it, folks. And get right in there into the head of it. See how it's just dripping off everywhere? Sorry if I'm moving around too fast. Now, I've made 1 litre of this solution. This is only the one kale plant. I want you to think about when you're next spraying your plants, using something natural, because you need to drench them. You don't want to use an insecticide, especially on an edible plant like this, the leafy greens. Yeah, you can wash them, but you can't wash the insecticide out of the plant or the fungicide. So if it's a chemical-based insecticide or fungicide, you can pretty much bet your bottom dollar that whatever you spray on it as a chemical will remain on the plant as well. Now, you can see what I've done here. I've got one spray and the other one's a stream. See that? So the stream, or the stream is going hard right into the heart of here, so high pressure like that. And then the spray itself has got a nice wide spread and getting all the other leaves. Remember also that you need to go up as well. So I'll adjust the stream into a spray and get in there and spray upwards. Look at this. I have just wasted 1 litre while I've been talking to you in all this time on one plant. Now, if I was using a toxic chemical to spray these plants, I may as well just cut them to the ground and throw them out and feed them to the sheep. There's no way I'd be eating this. Get your insecticides out of your kitchen pantry. They're bloody everywhere. You've got to get in there. 1 litre's not even enough of this. Wow. So drench your plants, especially your kale, because they're the first place they go when it comes to aphids this time of the year. And give them a good spray. Olive oil, dishwashing liquid, use an earth-friendly base soap, so there's no extra flavours and colourings and chemicals that they put in them. Real basic soap, liquid soap. There's a ladybird or ladybug on my plants here, and there's probably lots of them. And that's the other problem. Hopefully she's okay. Oh, she's hunting around. She's okay. I don't think it's affecting her that much. The insecticide itself is really for soft shell insects, like the aphids. Well, the soft skin. Look at that. That is ridiculous. That is just covered in aphids. And she'll come and harvest, and I'm sure there'll be plenty more of those ladybugs on the plants. Now, if I was using a toxic chemical, a poisonous chemical that's harmful to the environment, to plants, and kills all pests, well, that little ladybug there, she'd be dead too. Now, that little critter there is working for us. She's doing a job there, knocking out all the aphids that she can, and she'll eat 100, 1,000 of them, something like that. Don't quote me exactly, but it's not just 1 or 2 a day. They get stuck into them pretty fast, so you want them in your garden. You start spraying insecticides that are toxic and chemically based, heavy chemical base, you're going to kill all life above and below ground. That's not what we want. I left a nice shine on this now. Have a look at that. The olive oil, it gives it a nice shine, and it's really good actually for indoor plants if you want them to glow a little bit more. She's still at it. No problems with the ladybug here, guys. I'm just going to move it to where she needs to be, right in here. Come on. Go in there. I've dropped her in there. She's in there. Somewhere. There she goes. Okay, it's feasting time, folks. Well, it's feasting time for this little ladybug here. So if you're using toxic chemicals, well, you guarantee yourself you've got no ladybugs or other predator insects in your garden. So throw them out. Don't put them in a bin. Take them back to where you got them from and tell them to dispose of them for you. Check out our website, Vasili'sGarden.com. Today's your cut-off time for your Dandenong North orders for pick-up this weekend, and Thebarton as well, folks, in South Australia. So get them in today so we can pack them and ship them out there and collect them on the weekend. Vasili'sGarden.com. From me, Vasili, Maresi.